I lied. Okay. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about Summit next year, and then I'm going to turn it over to Sarah's to talk about what they learned at Summit, what were their favorite parts, and just like all about it. Whatever they want to tell us, it can be as long as they want, as short as they want. But Summit next year is in San Antonio, Texas. I am so excited. If you've never been to San Antonio, it is one of the most beautiful cities on the planet. I love the Riverwalk so much, and the convention center is actually like close to the Riverwalk. Like you can walk from the convention center to the Riverwalk, and it is just gorgeous. I went there for NAAE convention, loved it to death. And it is June 21st through the 25th, which is so nice. That's like 3 weeks earlier than it usually is. And like God must have been with us, because I know a lot of us were praying that it'd get bumped up, because like Sarah, Amanda, S, and I all have county fair that week. And so we're like, please change it. So I know that we already have 5 people who have bought their tickets. I'm hopefully going to be booking an Airbnb here within the next week or two. And my goal is to have at least 10 people from our team there. And the other plug I wanted to put in is that they do not have to be a coach to come to Summit. So if you wanted to bring your sister, you wanted to bring your friend, you wanted to bring your mom, you wanted to bring someone who isn't a coach. I know I had someone who's like, I'm so jealous. Like Coach Summit looks so fun. Like I wish I could go. And I'm like, you can. And they're just like, what? So just know that if you have preferred customers or friends who like have thought about coaching, they're more than welcome. So I'm going to turn it over to these ladies to talk and tell us all about it. Sarah G, do you want to go first? Okay, there we go.
Okay, yeah, I can go first. And I don't know if the other Sarah wants to hop in and just, I don't know. I don't have anything like written out, but I guess just starting off, like some of my main takeaways, that was my first super workout. The best thing ever. Like I bought my ticket for this year last year, and it was like that alone was well worth the money. So if you're just like considering it, I definitely think the workout. I mean, I guess I did a super workout when we were in Minneapolis last year, but like being there, like on the blocked off streets with the super trainers, like same area, it was just like unreal. Like I remember getting tired last year, and like this year I was kind of like, we're done, oh my goodness. And just like the adrenaline and endorphins are just like none other. Also, like there's talks. I noticed a lot. I can't remember, it might be like this usually, but I felt like a lot of the workshop talks were from other coaches, which I guess kind of brings me to one of the big takeaways I had. It stuck out to me, and I felt like it was reiterated a few times, was that like if you think you're different than the people on stage, like they say, like you're not going to get there. But I mean, I think you just have a lot of personal development to do yet. I definitely think if I was there in person last year, I would think like, no, like they're farther along in life, they're more experienced, they're wiser, they have more money, they're better well off, more people are interested in them. But like this year, I could definitely tell, like in my head, I didn't have that. I would see people walking across stage, and I'm like, the only difference is like they put in the time in the work. Like that could be me if I put in the work. And so I definitely think that was a big takeaway, is just like you can't see the people that are on stage getting recognized for hitting Success Club 100 times, for making over $1 million in the business, for hitting Elite however many times. You can't see them as different. I mean, obviously they put in more work to get to that place, but it doesn't mean you can't put in the work to get there too. So don't see yourself as different. You can definitely get up there. It just takes time and effort.
I would totally agree with all that. Like we all kind of walked away and said that between the super workout on Saturday morning and like our super trainer workout that you did individually, like that was well worth the $145. I'm super excited for next year, except for when they announced San Antonio. I was like, that's California, right? So I had like no idea what I was talking about. And then I quickly realized, and then I was like, oh my God, we should go to the silos before. So I think that would be really, really cool to make this like a girls' week instead of just a weekend. I think that that's something our team could really, really benefit from. That's kind of my big takeaway from the whole group, is that like I can't wait to be there next year with like more coaches there, more of a team. The four of us had like an amazing time, but I think it would be even better to like get more of us together because it makes it even more impactful to be able to see like all the families and all of the people that you're helping along the way. And that was kind of the other really big like takeaway, is that every single person that was there was giving up something, like whether they had their kids in the hotel like Sarah G had, or whether they were missing like during our Jericho workout. We had a mom who was like in tears because she was missing her daughter's birthday. And like she was able to have Jericho like send her daughter a like birthday shout out, and it was so super sweet. And she was just like in tears because then there was like another mom that was in the group that said like she was missing her kid's birthday, or there was some moms there that were like missing their kid's fair, and like every single woman there was missing something, but like they also understood the value of being able to show your kids that like I'm going to take a chance on myself to be able to develop myself. And so that was kind of what made me just go ahead and get the ticket, because I don't care where I'm at in my life next year. Like I want to make this happen because I know how good it made me feel. And so I'm hoping that we can take along some other girls to make them see that like putting yourself as a priority is completely okay.
I love that. And just to echo, like I literally, and I kept texting, I made the girls keep me in their summit group chat so I could like see what was going on and like feel the energy, because I was literally in tears when I couldn't go to summit, because that's how much summit means to me. And I was like slightly contemplating like maybe I need to find a different job so I can go to summit if like summit and county fair are going to be the same week every year, because that's how much I love summit. And I think just watching Sarah G have Elizabeth there, I was like, holy moly, like you can do this, like you can figure it out, like I can do it. And so it's just like it was really incredible to watch like how you guys adapted and how you guys like Sarah Thomas said, like everyone has to give up, like there is a takeaway from that, and there are valid reasons for not going to summit. And so like if you can't go to summit, I also don't want to like guilt you or make you feel bad being like you can give up whatever, like you need to take time for you. But I think also too, like we are really bad at like prioritizing our like something for us and something for like that, and summit is just incredible.
And I'll speak to the price point a little bit too. So I know like everyone's finances is different. But I'll just say, so like Brianna mentioned, I brought Elizabeth with me. And so like I knew we were expecting when I bought my ticket last year. So I knew we'd have like an infant with us. But I just bought our ticket or my ticket because I thought, well, if there's like, it's the cheapest it's going to be, which I watched. It never got cheaper than it did that first price point. And to me, I'm like, I'm going to pay this now. And because if I wait till I know for sure I can go, it's going to be even more expensive. And I know me, I'm not going to buy it because I knew there was a cheaper price. And so like I was willing to spend the $140 because if there was something big enough that I couldn't go to Summit, I wouldn't miss those $140 in 12 months. It's gone. And I mean, if you think about it, that's what, 3 total solution packs. You could, if you're going to get 3 total solution packs, that's going to cover your ticket if you sign up. And if you end up not going, I mean, you still helped 3 people. And plus, I think you can still watch the trainings in the back office, whether you get a Summit ticket or not. But I kind of use that as a guarantee too. I'm like, well, even if I don't go, I had bought a ticket to Summit, so I can still for sure get into like the online trainings and stuff. Which I also want to say, the keynote speaker, Brendan, I think his name was, if you can find him in the back office, that was such an amazing talk. I would highly recommend, like, I'll probably try to go find it and like rewatch it. It was so good. But yeah, just with the price point, I don't know, I'm really cheap. And so like I had to buy it now. And like I bought it again this year because if there's something that comes up, because like I didn't book our hotel till maybe a month before we went, because I still was on the fence whether we were going to go or bring Elizabeth or if I was just going to go. And so I'll also just mention, because we brought Elizabeth, it said like infants weren't allowed to like the super work or like the workouts unless it was the mommy and me, and they weren't allowed to the live trainings. But really the only place I didn't see infants was like the super workout. Like I went to the Mommy and Me workout. I can't speak to the other workouts, but like Elizabeth went with me to any of the sessions I went to that I wanted her to go to. And I saw other infants there too. So I wouldn't be worried about if it says infants can only go to the live trainings, because if they really wanted that, they didn't enforce it.
Yeah, and to speak on cost, because cost is something I think we all consider. And so the ticket is 145. I'm going to be doing an Airbnb this upcoming year. So hopefully, like I was looking at them today, guys, we can get like a 15-person house that's like $200 to $300 a night. So like you think of how cheap it would be if we're all in a house, and that's so much fun. Like if you guys remember, like if you've ever been to a super weekend or anything like that, like the super weekend we had in Sioux Falls, I don't know, almost like a year ago, and that was like 10 of us, and that was so fun, all in a house together and cooking and meals, right? So like what we did is we all pitched in on meals. One person, you know, we went grocery shopping, and then we just split the cost of groceries, which is like, okay, so then it came out to be like 10, $20 a person. And then the other thought is, if you're like, I am hopefully going to fly because that is a really far drive, but also there may be people on the team who would be willing to like do a road trip out of it and like maybe make it like 2 days of driving, right? Like stopping somewhere and staying somewhere halfway between to break up the driving. But I would say like don't let the fear of it like freak you out. And the other thing to think about, like Sarah talked about how it was 3 total solution packs. Now bod renewals, we get $50, guys. So you're talking, you need 3 people to renew their Beachbody on demand this year with you. And that right there paid for your summit ticket. So just a few different things to like keep in mind. And yes, I like Sarah Thomas's idea. You're all coming to visit me. Sarah Thomas's idea of like going to the silos or to like Waco. Like if I'm going to fly, I might as well make it like a whole week, because the plane ticket's going to be like the part that is going to like be expensive. And so that's kind of like a little bit of cost breakdown. And yeah, if you want, like, no one is going to be upset if like Sarah G is like, well, can I stay in the Summit house? And, you know, but can I bring Elizabeth? Like, I don't think anyone on this team is going to be like, no, you're not allowed to have your kid with you. Like, will it be a little more chaotic? Maybe, but like, we're all used to mass chaos because of the lives we live. Like, it's just our lives. So
I will also say too, like I thought that like the Diamond Coach idea was so far stretched. Like that was like something that hardly anyone did until like I was at Summit, and now I'm like, I want to be there. Like I want to get that next level. I want to get the next level, the next level. Like I just thought that that was so far stretched until like I was surrounded by a bunch of other people who were hitting those benchmarks, and like now I really want to see them. And also like if you're following other people like outside of our little team, it was so cool running into other people. Like Allie introduced me to this girl Lauren, who I somehow follow and connect with on Instagram, and Allie was like, yeah, I know her. And I was like, what? So like we met up too, and then like it's just been really cool like getting to know the different networks and like the different people who you're like, oh, this person is like so on top of things, and then you like see them on the street and it's like, whoa, I follow that person. So it was just like it just brought everything down to earth of like how ordinary these people are, which like obviously yes, they're ordinary, but like you think that they're these rock stars, and really like we're all just trying to make the best lives for ourselves and those around us.
did you guys meet Joel too?
Not exactly.
Saw him.
Yeah. Amanda and I were just like sitting there like on Thursday morning, like before things had really started. And like we were just at like a table and chairs, like after we had gotten some shakes, which like they have these shake bars, and it's just $6 to buy a shake, which really isn't that bad. And it gives you all these new ideas of like how to make the shakes. Anyways, we're sitting there and like I'm like on my phone doing stuff, and Amanda looks up, and behind me comes Joel just strolling along, and she like tried to say like something about he's walking behind you, but like didn't want to freak out about it. And we so should have freaked out about it because it was just us, like there was no one else around. And then literally 20 minutes later, Carl Deichler came walking down the elevator or out of the elevator. So Like they're everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
And it just puts it into perspective that they're real human beings. Like, I don't know, like it's so different, like when you see them in person. Like Angie and I met a lot of the super trainers on the Success Club trip, and it was just so different for us to like see them like live, because like you said, like we feel like we put these people on a pedestal, but like really they're just a normal human being.
And this new super trainer that if you were like following along with Summit, they have a new girl who's coming out in December, who was with whatever the like new like body workout, anyways, there's a new girl coming out in December, and she's like super dancy, and like I thought I was head over heels for Jericho, but no, I think I might have found a new woman crush because she's amazing, and like super duper my vibe and stuff. And so I'm super excited that like she's a part of this as well, and for there to be another like dance program.
Yeah, and if that's another kind of announcement thing, if you didn't notice, Open Fit is now on Body. And so like I did their stretching. There's like that same girl, Andrea Collins, she has 5-minute stretches and 15-minute stretches, because I feel like there's not enough just like stretching things to do, because my body is just like sore from the heat and every moving and everything. And so go on there and like if you have Body, check it out, because there's like so many. There's one called 600 seconds and it's a 10-minute workout. Like there's so many options like to diversify what we already have. That is super fun. And then what are some of the other announcements? They announced Megan Davies is coming out with a new program too. It's called Sure Thing. That looks awesome. And then 2 Shakeology flavors, chocolate caramel brownie and chai latte, right? Like chai tea latte or something, right?
Yeah, it's like a vanilla chai.
Yeah, vanilla chai. That's what it was called.
Yeah. And then there's a Thin Mint beach body bar.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for that. A mint chocolate chip beach bar. So excited.
Yeah.
And then first and last thing launch tomorrow. I'm going to try last thing, definitely, because I have not been able to sleep. My anxiety has been nuts, and this is supposed to kind of help your body, like in your brain, kind of relax and help you sleep and recharge. So I know I'm going to try last thing, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it.
I will say with last thing, I didn't get it. I kind of regret maybe not getting it at Summit, the first thing and last thing, just to try. But just a point, I was thinking, and I kind of talked, I think it was maybe to Amanda at Summit. I'm really curious. So if any of you guys here, let me know. If people use it, if they find it beneficial, like not using it consistently. Like I know we say Shakeology, you're gonna see the most benefits if you use it consistently, because first thing and last thing are like more pricey. I really wonder like if it's during like Brianna just had a really stressful week, like if she used first thing and last thing for that week, if that's going to be effective, or if it's something you actually need to be taking every day. I did see Alana, just like the creator of 2B Mindset. She said she's been taking 2 of the capsules of last thing. And so if you don't know, it looks like last thing, you're supposed to take 3 capsules at bedtime, or like an hour before bed, but she's been taking 2. And so I'm also kind of curious to see how many people see benefits from like 1, or if they feel like they're needing to take 3, again, if they're needing to take it every night. So just something to keep in mind. And also like maybe you could mention to your challengers, if they're like, oh, that's kind of pricey, but they're interested, maybe they could try just a few.
Yeah. And the thing is, you don't have to do first thing and last thing, which is nice. Obviously they come in a discounted pack together if you want that. Like I'm going to try last thing first, because I feel like my mornings, I'm like that kind of stuff, I'm good. But I have seen a lot, like I want to try it because I have seen a lot of coaches, and this was talked about, the test groups was going on when I went to NLC in Vegas, and there were people contacting Beachbody that were in the test group saying like, I need this now. How do I get more of it? Like I need this product because it was so good and they felt so good on it. And so, yeah, I'm going to give it a try. I'll let you guys know what I think. And so if, you don't have to do both of them if you don't want to. Like right now, I really want to focus on my sleep, so I'm just going to do that one. And maybe someday, like if that one goes really well, maybe I'll try first thing. And there is training in Beachbody Champions. I have some graphics I saved from those, but like lays out what the ingredients are and then what the benefits are, and then the studies of them, of kind of like from that test group. So any other closing thoughts? So in closing here, it's about 7:52. Would each of you give the final thing of like, if someone is on the fence about Summit, like this is why they need to go?
So I'd probably say like you need to go because it just brings it in closer to you. Like right now with COVID, with everything virtual, there's so many virtual things. And I know that like I have a hard time getting challengers so many times because like they don't want one more thing online. Like they need to go to the gym because they need human interaction. And like this was the human interaction. And there were so many different ways to experience it. And it just really brought it to home that like this is a real thing. These are real people. This is a real team. This is a real community, and we can all set goals and accomplish these goals together.
I guess with that, I would add, just being there and the experience, it's hard to describe, just the feelings you get from it. But I also feel like if you're really serious about this business, whether you feel like you're blocked or you're having difficulty like making forward momentum going in the business, if you're serious about it and you want to go somewhere, like this is where you need to be. Because like ask yourself, if you didn't go, did you go in the office and watch all the trainings? I mean, I know life happens and things get busy, but like if you don't make the priority to go and to be there, not only are you missing out on all that energy of being together and like hearing from so many others, not even just in the workshops and the general sessions, but like talking in between and like brainstorming and just like getting pumped and like pumping up your business like on social media and all the things. Like, are you doing that at home? Did you do that the last 4 or 5 days while Summit was going on? Because that, I think that is part of your business, is to get hyped up. And I mean, I feel like I have a lot stronger passion about like what Beachbody is and what it is I can share with other people. So if you're missing that, I think you need to go. If you're serious about helping others with this business, I think you need to go, unless like you have a really good excuse, that's fine. But also, are you going to put in the work on the back end? Because life gets busy, but are you going to make it up where you're at that time, if that makes sense?
I love that. So our team goal is to have at least 10 people go to Summit, and they can sign up like all year long, right? Like people can decide the week before Summit, but obviously the tickets get to be about like $275 to $300 range. I can't remember. I know right now they said it's about a $200 saving. So maybe they even go up to like $350. And so I just bought my ticket because it's like, yeah, it's the cheapest it's going to be. So I would consider it. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. If you need to talk to your significant other or someone to reassure you that that's the right move. But we're at 5 people have already committed to it, and it's going to be the best. And San Antonio is like literally the best city ever to have a conference in. Super safe. So if you want to bring your kids, like you don't have to worry about things, like everyone's walking around at the river walk, like it is not sketchy. And it's just incredible. So tickets are on sale till midnight for the 145. Then usually they do still like an early bird. It kind of like jumps $20 about every month kind of. And sometimes they'll go back and do a special, but it'll never be as low as it is today. So if you do buy your ticket, go ring the bell. You can see who's rung the bell already. And I'm going to be creating a group so we can kind of work on maybe picking out an Airbnb house, getting that settled in. Because then, we can also start to figure out travel if people want to fly, if people want to drive and road trip together, if people want to go early and go to Waco or whatever, like we can kind of start to figure that stuff out. But super excited because I know actually the 5 people registered are on this call. So Angie bought her ticket. I bought my ticket. Sarah bought her ticket. Steph bought her ticket, and Sarah G bought her ticket. And so super exciting. And so if you have any questions, reach out to me. But
I'll just add real quick. I don't know if we mentioned, so you can buy the ticket at the lowest price. I think it's like 140 right now, or you can buy one. Is it like 230 or something that you can get refunded? I think everything is at maybe $25 until like May. And so if that's an option, if you're like, I don't know, or if you're like expecting or something, and you're like, I really don't know if time will work out, then like that's an option too. If you're like, I really want to buy a ticket in case I can go, but there's a good chance I can't. But with that, I'd also challenge you to say, if you don't know a really solid reason that you're probably not going to be able to go, just jump in with the 140 because it's still way cheaper than the 230. And then also, I know when we were talking about St. Louis, going there, that was one of my big concerns was safety. And like Brianna said, it's not really as big of a thing in San Antonio, but I will say I walked from like a hotel that Beachbody had, like I bought our hotel room through Beachbody, so they had like tons of people from the convention there, but I walked to and from the convention with Elizabeth or myself like most of the time. But I was never really walking alone. There was always, no matter what time it was, 10 minutes before a session, 2 hours before a session, I could always follow someone from the hotel to the convention center. So I wouldn't be too worried about safety. And if you are, maybe just try to get closer to the convention center or like in a specific Beachbody hotel. I was never really worried about our safety. If anything, I was like, maybe the car might get broken into, but even then I'm like, I wasn't really worried at all. So safety, I would say not necessarily a big issue like Brianna was saying.
Love it. And if we stay in an Airbnb, we'll all be going like together in a group anyways. And then I had something on that, but that now it's left my brain. So I don't even, like the gamut. I don't know if you guys understand, and like maybe you kind of saw some numbers, but like Summit usually brings anywhere between 30 and 40,000 people. So like the Summit I went to pre-COVID was 40,000 people, which is like, we're getting close to like national FFA numbers. Like national FFA is like 65,000. So like, it's like the national FFA convention for Beachbody. And when I tell people who like were in FFA, that like the light bulb clicks. But it is huge. Like this isn't just like 1,000 people getting together. Like this is literally taking over an entire city, which is just incredible. Like you obviously have to have enough people where they literally block off the streets downtown. Like you guys, I think my favorite photo was you guys after the workout, and you could see the St. Louis Arch in the background, like super cool. So yeah, I want to wrap up because it's 8 o'clock and I know a lot of you guys are busy. But awesome. So if you're thinking about it, let us know. If you've already bought your ticket, hopefully you're getting pumped because I'm pumped. So anyone have any questions or anything about Summit or final thoughts before we hop off? Okay. I hope
I have one more thing. So like this time last year when like the virtual summit was going on and stuff, like I bought that ticket and I had no idea like what I was doing. Like I just kind of bought it thinking like, whatever, like if I go to this, I go to this. If I don't, I don't. But I'm so seriously glad that I did, because this just opened my mind to like this huge opportunity, to a whole bunch of different goals. And for my health and my sanity, like this community has given me so much more than I can imagine. So it really is worth it. So if you're like, I don't know, like I tell my officers all the time, like if you don't have anything else going on, why not draw the line in the sand and commit to this?
Okay, I can't top that. So we're just going to go out on that note. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I can't wait to see you guys in San Antonio. Hopefully I'll see you before then. Don't forget Super Weekend if you can make it, August 12th and 13th, 14th, that weekend. RSVP on the page because we're going to start planning that. But good night, everyone. Talk to you later.